Hi. Let's see if this is gonna work today. We have some. Uh, all right. We are online. We are online. Hello, everybody. We had some little technical difficulties up here, but managed to do it right. And yeah, we are live. Probably some of the people are gonna be coming in later on and so on. But here, this is us. So Twin Flame Power come in. Hi, thank you for coming in. Uh, 11, 11, 11. Appreciate that you're here. And I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you all. And if you have any questions to us, we are here just to introduce ourselves and talking about the journey. We're going to be talking to you about the journey up here. And it's been very interesting journey for both of us. And we work so hard to get at this for us. Some of you already know us. Some of you already been working with us. You guys know us within the live chat. And let me introduce you, Paulina, to you guys. Some of you know her. She's been a little bit in the background in there, but I appreciate her so much as a partner, first of all. And talking about partnership, we went through a lot within digging into the partnerships, and she's been always like sitting next to me, give me what I need. And sometimes our connections is so quick. And talking about all this questions that you guys may have, I know that some of you probably are going to be a little bit late and so on. But our connections is giving a lot of fruits, a lot of things. So if you have any questions, guys, you can write it down into the chat. The chat is open. I can see the chat up here. And we managed this technical difficulties, and I want to apologize about all this for you. So without other ado, I'm giving the microphone to Paulina.
Hi everyone, it's nice to be on the side of the chat this time. Difficulties were expected. We were having similar issues previously, so we kind of took it as a lesson and we learned quite a bit again through this experience. But I'm going to be excited to answer any questions you may have to us. We've known each other for a while now, and we were digging into Twin Flame and divine partnerships. We're doing a lot of research. We got many answers that were just not shared yet. So hopefully, once we start sharing what we understood about the journey, like more knowledge will be coming in. So that was one of the main reasons we decided to come out this time. It felt like at some point, once you understand something, you need to start sharing with people. And we kind of felt these pressures even that once it's understood, it has to be just put forward to others to help them and just see where the journey comes after. So
Yeah,
pretty much it for now.
we had
Yeah.
a lot of things. JCK CPA, thank you for coming in. Twin Flame Power, which is Sonia. I learned that the triggers that we feel can have flight or fight reactions. Anyone else? Talking about the flight, yes, you can have what you call flight. Basically, you're taking the energies and you fly. But when you fly high, you need to also remember to be kind of like a grounded down. But when you take the flight within a partner, you take the flight within a partner, and it's very important the balance, personal within you, and then the balance within the transfers within in a partner, and the partner has its own balance. Then the flight is beautiful. You enjoy the flight, and I have really enjoyed the flight in there. But when we're talking about fight, we're not really fighting. We actually have a very, I will call them opposite conversations of that. We are both uh, see each other's opposite view, and we are discussing it in a very interesting pace with internal understanding for. I mean, Paulina can add it to this in there for. But you can choose to flight or to fight. And people who choose to fight usually they have inner fights within them, and those inner fights you solve them from within you, then you're ready for the journey. Actually,
I can add something from me, like especially like from my perspective, like there were quite a few fights also I had. Like I was, at the beginning, of course, I was not sure what this connection is about, and there were one thing it was repeating. I felt like very much the similarities between the previous soul connection I had. So the triggers were coming again, the same fears, the same doubts. So if you have such a strong similarity in the journey, you feel like the patterns are repeating. So you didn't learn your lessons. And at some point, it was just giving more and more confirmation that, okay, that's the process. Like you just have to go through these steps. Like once you didn't get it right for the first time, you're going to keep repeating the same experiences. So at some point, I knew that those fears that were present in the previous connections, they will keep repeating until I face them. So all the fears, like basically I had two choices. So I think that's what is like fight or flight. Like I could either choose to face those fears and just dig into them, or, flight again, just to try to escape them. But I just realized, by facing those fears and just going and choosing the unknown, I kind of stepped into something completely different. And then, once you start to see and do something in a different way, you get more help with energies too. So I think that's one big part is, anytime I decided to go against the fears, I could sense, okay, there is something more out there. And also there were those extra energies that were involved that were kind of pushing and or maybe encouraging, to go to the next step.
I will add at this that we both had fear of getting engaged in a connection again. But the third energy was like very kind of like softly pushing us. But what I'm gonna add that with her, we studied the journey that is there, at what point of the journey we are, where we are, what is the boundaries we are crossing, boundaries that we haven't crossed from before, and that help us to evolve in the journey and sharing it within you. But we understood that when there is a fight in there, after the fight, if we have to go through a problem, we have to go through the issue. Actually, the flight is actually going even higher. So there is a correlations between the flights and the fights. If we have to go in this, but every time we are working, there is this peace within us, which is come from the soul, from the spirits from within us, and it's so interesting that that leads to a healthy patterns within the connections. We're not talking about like you have those intensity, you have this, oh my God, I love her, I can die without her, and so on and so on. There is something totally, completely different with this. And that's what I want to add into to this. Hey, Erica, thank you for coming in. We love you too. Twin flame power, more our bodies reactions to unexpected hormonal changes. Yeah, you all know that I did that study and I continue doing it. Waiting for a few websites to send me a permissions for review my study, which is so huge, it's so big. Even though I at some point I'm sharing it with Paulina, that's too much. Sometimes this is too much, even for my own head. But this is gonna be coming in pretty soon. I'm working hard in there. I already had the permission from one of the we're talking about official medical website. Okay, we're not talking about. This is what is good with us, that whatever we're experiencing, we are going and we're searching for the proof that that's what we're experiencing. So that way we help us to determine of these mind games. And we're going within the truth that we feel. We're going within the truth in there. But there's going to be some hormonal changes at some point, because when you open up more, the more hormones are coming active. And the hormones, when they comes inactive, all of a sudden you're craving for certain things. There is a certain foods that you are craving in, because the brain says, I need to release this hormone, but in order to have this hormone, I need food. I need these certain things inside of it. There is a good correlations into to that there. So twin flame power. Yes, Paulina was the hormone changes, fight or flight, automatic our bodies reactions in the triggers, symptoms such as heart palpitations, cortisol levels. How can we balance this with diet, or how can we help our bodies through all these changes? Ooh, that is a huge questions in there. That okay, basically, if you're taking so much saturated fat, for example, but you don't do the mental process that open up the two of the most growth hormones in there. We're looking at, you're not processing the informations, and you're not processing the informations, you cannot process those saturated fat. And then when you're not process it, you're not using it to produce those hormones for growth in there, which is that's what the brain does to you. You actually hold on to this energy. You're not process them, and this is why people who cannot process in these energies, they begin to go within. That is applied to saturated fat. That is to reply to the trans fat as well. But that is affecting the the cells within the body that creates this carbohydrates links that are going into the DNA. And from there, you can twist it, and from there, it goes into the blood cells. And from the blood cells, the energy cannot be processed in there. But it's all correlated with the process of thinking, of maturity, of understanding processes, and then whatever you can eat, you actually absorb, because your body is telling you what you need on your thinking. As far as the evolution, I believe that as far as the evolution is because we are learning now to use the vibrations, to feel the gravity and so on. We're probably releasing some certain new hormones within ourselves. So that's what this. But the heart palpitations and the adrenaline, yes, those are hormones that goes on with all this. And yeah. Thank you, Dio. I'm so happy you understand this is important self-care for our bodies and endure the changes, especially in the older we are. It's very important. Actually, I'm doing this research. I'm going to share it with you guys, because this research is going to be combined psychology, the way it is, the food you consume, your mental processes that turns to an energy and leads to the gravitations that you do it. But that is going to be seen and coming out and trying to link it also within the astrology. So all this, it's going to be kind of like a one complete picture of the person, that he can go ahead and see what is going on, what is correlated. It's required a lot of research, guys. Some days I'm up here, like looking at, digging it, digging it, and at some point I'm like, I having a headaches and I'm stopped with all this. But I know it's important and it's something that I have to do. But sometimes I feel like I cannot do it on my own, because it needs spatial research. And I can get the research, but most of the research are not publicly. They are medical researches. and it's so hard to use them or not sharing them, you know. But I got permission from one of the websites, which is pretty good. And as I said, pretty good. I'm gonna be talking about this psychology level with the hormones in there, specifically within the feminine and the hormones in there, because they are within the development of the body when the woman is pregnant. I didn't know that, but I found it, so it is what it is. But that's good. Yes, yes, it's all correlated. So, guys, if you have any questions to us for the journey, anything, you guys can ask about it there. Uh, yeah, sharing that we can share. I know that Paulina doesn't see the chat because only she sees the Facebook.
I can see the chat. No,
Can you
I see the
see?
answer. Yeah.
You
Hmm.
can see it. Okay. So it is new things. I mean, we are developing. That's why we came here, you know, as a partnerships to comes in and develop things. We did a lot of research with Paulina on relationships, why the relationships failed, because we studied ourselves before that, and with studying ourselves, looking at and communicate it, and so on, we found the real things. And then we study within the scripts. We study within the old religions. We finding things that the humanity should have known about this. But when we are in these situations in the journey, at some point we come to the journey that we have to write the new. You find that the old stuff they are there, they are, but right now the new energies are much more good and powerful, and they're helping the humanity within the people and the relationships. So we decide that we know the things, and we can help the people specifically within the twin flames journey because we've been there. And you guys gonna hear us even that. I mean, I'm gonna give the mic to Paulina because I talk too much. But talking about that twin flame, it is a personal development journey. From the moment you ignite into you get yourself ready. You are illuminating yourself of you put your energies in there. So that we actually experiencing all this. We took time ourselves off. We took ourselves to work on ourselves to put all this, and at the end, that's what we find out. So
Okay, now I can start talking. Yeah, I think you started on the right point. It's just that we were both in the journey before. We knew about the stages. We were going through the stages. We both went into separation phase. We went to bubble phases. We understood all of that, and it's even like there's so much to that, but it's just in general we were going through the same stages that we experienced in our original twin flame connection. So there was bubble love, there was like separation and all this like running, chasing, all these dynamics. But it's just this time it was more aware. So this time it was much faster, and it was at the same time like if you get this, like if you enter your separation phase as a twin flame, you will have lots of time just to work on yourself. So you're just looking inwards. You spend this time for healing, and you start noticing these unhealthy patterns that you were just playing out when you're twin flame, and then those led to separation. But that's the beauty of the whole separation phase, that you just get this understanding, get your inner self into union, into more completeness, and you upgrade your personality. Because like with all this time that is given to you, if you're doing your work, basically what you're doing, you're upgrading your personality and you're getting mature and spiritually aware. So then based on the matching vibrations, like obviously like you are getting another chance, because like this is the whole broad topic, but in general you're getting another chance for your twin flame journey. Like if you didn't get it for the first time, you will get connected. So we had this very good chance from the universe that we both appreciate, just to get connected again, just to replay the experience again, and just try to fix those issues that were like we didn't have a chance to finish for the first time. So that's, at least that's how I see this, the whole journey. It's just, okay, we are entering those different stages, we are observing what's wrong with us, we see how our personality should change to become more complete and more mature. And with this new understanding, you're getting connected with someone else, and then you can just, you see those things differently, and that's how, you know, you see that other person with much more respect. Just consider two parts of the relationship. So I think this is a very how do I put it, it's very useful and it's very enriching, this part of whatever happens before in your journey. You just always appreciate it because it always it teaches you something. So that's how I see it. You know, I see the value in anything that happened to both of us, actually, because when we are exchanging this information and we are sharing our stories, we just understand, okay, that was bad. You know, I don't want to play that the same way because it didn't work previously. So that's how also we do inner work. You know, if we see, okay, it's coming up again, it's like, what do I do with that? It's just, of course, like I cannot do it the same way because it didn't work previously. So there has to be some change made. So normally it includes just facing the fears that you were just putting off previously, but it's just, okay, it came back. So what do you do with it now? So I would say, just to summarize, you know, this value of the previous experience that we bring into the new relationships and new soul connections, that's very useful. Just to build it in a balanced way with more peace. That's the key also, just to try to maintain the peace in whatever communication you have, not only with your partner, it's for all the connections, but with your partner especially.
Very, very crucial point right here.
That's how you start.
Yes, the partner, it's very crucial because we both provide for each other a safe comfort zone to each one of us to feel safety and talk about the issues and discussing the issues by looking at from one side at the point to the other side. Basically, we look at the two extremes and what is it actually has to be making the balance. When you look at it, every time when we achieve this balance within ourselves, the love is increasing, the peace is increasing, the blessings is increasing, the serenity of the soul is increasing. But we are going to be talking a little bit later on in more advanced videos we're going to coming out in the future. We're going to talking about specifically using the divine powers within yourself. Because you have the awareness within you, but there is also awareness within your subconsciousness. And that awareness within the subconsciousness, you subconsciously know what is the right thing. But are you aware of with your awareness within your subconsciousness? And then that sub-intuitions that goes into your subconsciousness, it gets with that sub-awareness in there, and it helps you with digging it within the unknown, digging it within the things inside of you that for you looks like unknown, but you already know the journey from within. And then when this sub-intuitions merges with the intuitions that you have, the sub-awareness merges with the awareness that you have, you're expanding your consciousness. And that consciousness expansion is coming from the subconscious within you. And then you're understanding this journey on a whole another level. But in order you to achieve this, this is what is the great thing of the partnership, is allowing to dig in and deep within the subconscious. And digging into deep within the subconscious, we found that we didn't have we removed the fear, the blockages, and everything in there. It was only the pure connection. And when you're tasting these pure connections in there, that pure connections is going to be leading you to whatever you have to go through it, whatever the situations you have to look. And this is what it's now. You're not going to call it a relationship. You're going to call it a partnership because we both walking in the same path, we're both walking in the same situation. We might see it from a different view, but we are both aware of what is it going on. And sometimes we catching ourselves when we're thinking the old way, that it's purging out in there. But talking about those stuff, we are going to be bringing it to you guys. Okay, because more and more people really, we felt the need of people understanding that journey as an awakening twin flame to graduate. I mean, I didn't make that term graduate, okay? Mel did that. We copied that from him, okay? He deserves the credit to be mentioned up here because some of the things, the path that we did not know, we had to go ahead and search what is going on with us. And he explained it very well. So that's what it was. But when you graduate in there, okay, you graduate on your own. And this is what we talked about before. When you reach to this divine port in there, who knows who is your twin flame? You and the divine. And when the divine comes in, it says, this is the guy or this is the person. And you're like, no, it's not. And guess what happens? God comes in and knock, knock in your head. It's like, hey, no, go ahead. It's right there. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I had a bad experience from before. It's like, no, 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 no. Easy. I'll make it easier for you. Just little easy. You're going to find out that the intense energies, those are the conflicts. That's what they're intense. While the leading, the peace and the serenity. Let me talk about a little bit about the serenity here. Once you felt that divine energies with you, the divine and your partner also feels the same thing, you are never going to be the same. Period. You want to be shown home? Yeah. But now the people in the twin flame community, it's so much. There's so much focus within the other person, so much they didn't do their inner work. We did our inner work. We did so much inner work that we can talk to you for days about this inner work. For days. And we're going to bring you more knowledge. We're going to be helping you guys in the future. So this is what we do in our mission, guys. So giving back the mic.
Yeah, I think there are some questions in the chat. Maybe we should just address them.
Okay. Self-healing with higher self. How to heal from a long-term ghosting. The question is, who is ghosting? Somebody ghosted you, or you are the ghosting. There is no response from very beginning of the journey. No bubble stage. I don't even know who his full name. Still don't know who is he's a person. This is kind of like a little bit confusing questions, but healing the ghosting. The ghosting is actually people ghosting other people because there is something from within. There is a more including within the personality disorders. Someone says, you know what, I'm going to do this for you, and when you need them, they're not there. They just turn to a ghost. And that's what they are ghosting you. But talking about these personality disorders is like people who ghosting like this, they're ghosting themselves. So it all depends who has to heal. If the person who's being ghosted has to heal, he has to go ahead and learn the path of the self-love. Not to be codependent of someone, to love them. That is a one side of you need to do. I don't wish nobody to experiencing that. But if the person who is ghosting, he's gonna be ghosting people all over, and never gonna find himself, his true self. Why it's ghosting? Usually that is what it is called personality disorder. Hurt people, but heal people, heal people. So during the ghosting processes, a psychology situations in there, ghosting it's usually connecting of fears of the truth. The truth will come out that you may be not the one who you present yourself. You may be trying to use the person or whatever the situations might it. And when it comes to a point that the truth start coming out, the person just ghosting. They just ghosting. They cannot live into the truth. And there, in the only way you can heal from actually both, it is the truth and the self-love, which is in the religions they called confession. You first have to confess to yourself of the wrongdoings, and then you confess to other people, and you do a corrective actions. The corrective actions of the person who ghosting in there is what I'm doing is not right. Usually, that person who is ghosting, once they're ghosted, they feel how that goes in there. And the person who's being ghosted, on that case, on that situations, they have to learn not to be codependent, and they begin to learn the path of self-love. I love myself. I don't depend on this person. I don't look at it to this person. This person has issues, and his own issues are not my issues. Just because I thought that they love me, but they don't even love themselves. Because the person who is ghosting, they don't love themselves. They don't know how to love. That's the one reason they ghosting. Okay, that it comes in with the lack of maturity, and I'm talking about maturity, specifically talking about of emotional maturity. But the emotional maturity comes from what maturity? Spiritual maturity. And this is why the spirituality helps to feel the emotions, and the emotions fix the behavior. That's how it goes. And this is how the spirituality fixes the personality. But when you do this inner work within yourself, you find the wrongdoings that you do, and you are ready, you put yourself in together, you put, let's say, 90-95% in there, then you gonna be understanding how to heal really, because healing is a self process. And we both with Polina worked a lot on healing. I helped her, she helped me. We helped each other. There was a times like we did a lot of healing at some point, but yeah. All right. I think that's what it is. What goes on. Um, there is no response from the very beginning of the journey. No bubble stage. If there is no bubble stage of the beginning, what was that ignitions then? Ghosting. So look at the inside of it. Some of the people who knows that they have personality issues within themselves. And when they meet person and they feel like you're gonna figure them out that they are ghosting people, they just kind of like, oh, this person's gonna figure me out. I cannot do the game, which is actually the usually what people with certain personality disorders in there, they actually have this. They know that they're gonna be discovered at some point. So that what I would suggest twin flame power. Safety is the lesson isn't personal towards one of the other, yet promote personal growth towards each other to be one. Exactly. Oneness is very beautiful, but at the same time, you're going to learn to appreciate your individuality in the divine partnership. If everything is the same, okay, you're not going to be able to progress. You need to have the interdependence module within the divine energies, because the one person sees the one thing, the other person sees the things, and they bring it all together, and then the growth, the evolution is going in. Otherwise, if the same person goes in, they see the same thing, there is no evolution, guys. It's the same thing like within a soulmate. Life is beautiful. Let's go out on a date. Let's go have a cup of wine. Let's love each other. Let's have this thing. There is no evolution, guys. There is no evolution. And Age of Aquarius is asking for the evolutions in there. Hello, brother. Hope you's all well. Giuliano, thank you. Thank you for being here. Lydia, hi, Dio, and everyone. Hi, Lydia. Self-healing, higher self, twin flame. And Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Crystal gave us a good message yesterday. Hi, thank you for being. Glad CJ. Hi, thank you for coming in. Richard, CF. Glad to see you here. Twin flame power. It is the fear of rejection, ghosting your own feelings, and also running. Oh, wow. Fear of rejection. That is a lot of fear of rejected. You need to look at if you're fearing that the person will reject you, it may create the field of person can, or the situations of the person will reject you. But if the person doesn't reject you, what do? You look at the inside of yourself, and it's like, this person loves me. This person understands me. Let's look at it in this. I'm not rejected. What happened? I'm seeing the things different. Healing is a very beautiful self-love process in that, because it's like I'm rejecting person, but at the same time I'm rejecting myself. I judging person because I judge myself. I don't love person because I don't love myself. Okay, whatever you have towards other people, you also have it from within you. Mirror challenge, anyone? Go face yourself in the mirror, but that's a good one. Honor and gratitude tarot. What is the role of divine feminine, of divine masculine that is polygamous? It believes polygamy come from ego. How about you answer this one, Paulina?
For me, this is all very personal. For now, I think it also can change within the journey. Right now, I would say, like, I'm in a stage that for example, I see that as having a one partner. I can see that maybe in some cases of the journey, maybe the soul is able to split into, just to have this deep connection with more individuals at one point. Because I think when we consider all this soul connection as a kind of like energetic exchanges, that there has to be some information shared or something learned from another person. I think that could be the case, although, like, personally, I don't feel that would be that I see it this way, but I believe that sometime in the process of the spiritual journey, we may get intense connections with more than one person. And it just all comes down to the way that how we see it. We still will have a partner. So I think if that would be the case, like, obviously everything would be in a healthy relationship, like a complete relationship, everything would be shared. So that's how I see it. Like, in principle, like, everything should be shared open, even especially with those cases that we are experiencing the soul connections we don't necessarily understand, right? It's just, it comes unexpectedly sometimes, and we don't choose that. Like, our souls are somehow choosing, okay, I need to connect deeply with that person, and I don't know why it happens. So I can also see that it can happen when you're in perfectly happy relationship with someone, but then you have another deep soul connection. So I think that could be the cases of this polyamorous relationships or dynamics. That's how I call it. But I don't have any, specific detail insight into that for now.
I was just going to add it to this is that in some of the cases when the person is married in there, or we watched one video there was talking about if that is a physical attractions or emotional attractions or heart attractions. Those three things, they're variable. They're not permanent in there. And the person can change things. The guy was talking about, and he was explaining that if you find a one is okay, find the two, it's okay. The third probably is they gonna people asking like for a miracle. But he was talking about the fourth. He was talking about the spirit connections in there. And when you getting into the spirit, all of a sudden you know the person there. You have this connections inside of it. And sometimes the people who have this situations within them, they have these internal battles. I mean, throughout the years working within the twin flame, especially with people who are married, we're talking about similar situations in there. Some of the people getting in situations, they get unhealthy patterns inside of them that turns to physical situations. Because guess what? He's living with his wife, and he loves another person that he saw. Here is the situations in there. But sometimes the people cannot be satisfied with one person because they need more. They're used to it, to want more, and so on. Why? Because they cannot allow this more to be themselves. They cannot give this energy to themselves. So they're looking for something more out there. And if you're still looking, then you're not healed. But when you look at within yourself, you loving yourself. It's like, I love Dio. I love it. I love who I become. I'm not looking for outside love. But if God gives me an outside love, I will appreciate it because it's going to add to my love. But I'm not codepending on the love. It was the same thing that with Paulina is this. We talk about this issue. And we're going to be giving you some down the road more about this. But that's how I actually see it. Whoa, Cici, hi. Cici, what is the invisible place that I see? Did you both or one of you have something invisible? Maybe you sensing our energies. We have the divine behind us. Maybe that's what you're sensing. It's the third energy that is present here. Cici, you always seeing stuff. But you know what? Got to see here. I'm sorry, it just happens. Confirmations. When reaching oneness is the balance. Balance. You guys have to understand the balance with it's gonna be the main thing from now on. I'm talking about balance. Somebody's got a fire on the Facebook or something. I cannot see it right now, but talking about the balance is very crucial thing. And when we working on it, is it somebody's got I don't know who is this. I'm just gonna be turning off the phones. There you go. Right now is not the moment for this. Ouch. I'm not getting it up. Anyway. Talking about this balance. When we both looking into the issues and balances in there, we look at it to the balance. The balance brings the inner peace within us. The moments we don't have a balance, we know something we need to do and something we need to work. Balance is bring the love even higher. Every time we getting into something, we're working together with compassions, with patience. If it doesn't happen now, that is okay. Maybe it's not divine time. This is why you guys, if you heard someplace else that you can skip divine time and somebody is teaching you how to skip divine time, you're going to find out you can't skip divine time. If you heard it on someplace else, just telling you from now on. Because a lot of people ask me, Dio, there is any way you can skip divine time? No, it's not. Divine time is divine time. When it's your time, it's your time. But the balance brings the inner peace. That is the key. You don't have a balance, you don't have a peace. When the energies within you are in a balance within yourself, that balance is transferred into the partner. You give that balance within the partner. You provide that balance within the partner. That balance from the partner turns to peace that comes into you. And let me tell you, you're experiencing that internal peace within the soul. Here's coming the serenity. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. You can just sit there. You don't have to say a word. But balance is really the key. Balance is a key in there. We want to be talking about this balance for quite a bit. But we wish both of you, both of us, we wish you guys to touch base to these vibrations of this balance, of this inner peace, guys. All right. Okay, what else is going on here? I cannot move it down in the chat. Oh, there he is. I can move now. Where we are? Can somebody tell me where we are? Because the chat is blown up.
I think the mirror.
The mirror transparency is honor. Yes. Transparency between each other is honor. And you know what? When you know that your partner provide that safety zone for you, like she does for me, she's getting that safety zone. I can tell her everything. I can tell her my fights. I can tell her what's going on with inside of me, what I've been fighting with. And when there is an issue, I'm like, I don't point to her. I'm just pointing to this guy first. I'm like, let me work on me. She does the same thing.
But I think, this just brings one topic, the not taking things personally when it happens, it's just, sometimes it's just, and it's again about the balance too. You have to be balanced in how you see the connection. Sometimes it feels like, oh, you're solving some issues, so I can talk. Sometimes you can see some issue on a personal level, and then when the partner just explains you something, you have to be really mindful. Okay, that person just goes through some stuff, and sometimes it's not comfortable even for you as a partner. That might be not an ideal case, an ideal scenario. You may not entirely agree what you hear from your partner, but it's just having this tolerance and just see this. Sometimes it's something, okay, there is more to it. Don't focus so much about the personal issues that the person has. It's more, okay, remember, how you two got connected in the first place. So sometimes it's also useful to have balance in those. I was just explaining how sometimes you have to start seeing things from 5D if it's too much in 3D. Just ignore the 3D and just push through. And then, guys, at some point, it comes to a place, I'm not sure if you've experienced that with your connections, but your soul knows. Your soul is at peace. It knows that all is good, no matter the storm. Like, we all have doubts, especially at the beginning when things are intense and you're wondering, oh, what is this? And should I go into this or not? And you're going through your inner healing because it has to purge at some point. But having this peace in soul, that soul recognize the connection as stable and, okay, he's not going anywhere. We just have our issues, but let's just flow with the energies. This is really what sometimes helps to go through those stormy moments.
That was a good one. Yeah, going on through those storms, but the soul really knows. It's like we have issues, we have things, but we're not reacting the same way because it's like we look at it, the energy is presented there. It creates this disbalance within us, and you just, no, baby, it's all good. Just it's something we have to understand. I mean, it's all good. I love you. It's a peace in the soul. I'm at peace. But we look at it, what is this energy comes to us? And those are the leftover issues within the subconscious. We found out that the power of the healing within the soul is going to be cleaning up and purge things that are in the subconscious. Those could be patterns left over from culture, from friends, from relatives, from bloodline, and whatever it could be, because you're aware of the things that is within you, but within the subconscious, okay, why you not getting it? Because until somebody doesn't push your button, somebody push your buttons, here is the issue is in the subconscious in there, or what I called, you put the dirt behind the rug, and it's there. Your shadow is in your subconscious, but you know what else is in your shadow, guys? Your evolutions in your soul. When you clear up there all the stuff, you're gonna shine the light, and you're gonna evolve. And the more you evolve with this inner peace that is there, the quantity of the inner peace and the quality of the inner peace, it's going to leading the connection. Not what is it going on, what is the situations, not what that is, not what it's. We'll have things in going through life. But when the spirit and the soul in there, it comes in without peace, the leading there. Because through the connections, everything is perfect, is okay. In the 5D, the connections is perfect, everything is beautiful. It's just we have to deal with 3D issues. And now we're using the 5D to help the 3D. Bring in the heaven on earth. And that's how it goes. That was beautiful. Yeah. And quit take things personally. Yeah, exactly. All right, what is the next one? Guy, can I stop judging myself? Judgment. Judging. Why are you judging yourself? Evaluations, that is a different thing. If you want to stop judging yourself, start evaluating yourself. Okay? But judgment can come in because people maybe judged you. Maybe parents at school, if you're bullied at school, maybe ex-partners judged you inside of it, and you got harsh in yourself. You're judging yourself. But when you're self-evaluating yourself without the judgment, you're looking how you to improve yourself, and you're justifying, you're not judging, you're justifying your evaluation process. And on the one side, the judging yourself is bad. On the other side, you need the judgment to make the call, but the call has to be justified. It's same thing like you go into court. You did something bad, and the judge says, well, you did something bad, okay. I mean, you cross on a red line. Here is the proof, here is the video. It's $350 ticket. Here we go, you have to pay it. Now, judge is justifying the proof. But when you look at within yourself, that self-evaluations in there, the self-evaluations is like, okay, I was wrong of this stuff. I was wrong of these situations. Basically judging yourself in there. But I can see what I can improve myself. So now that judgment is justified because you're doing a corrective action in there. So that's how you're going to be stop judging yourself so harsh, by you learning to evaluate yourself with love. Inner self-love is like, okay, I can be a good person. I can have different actions. I can use my spirituality to improve my personality. I can prove this to me. I don't have to prove it to nobody else. So this is what I will suggest you there. Crystal, I'm sorry I missed the first 30 minutes and I don't know what questions have already been asked. So if I dedicate questions, please disregard. My questions are more specific to. It is a form of wounding that needs to be healed, but comes it from a spiritual bypassing. That is a continued question up there of the judging. Bypassing is actually, that is a, when you understand you have to do the inner work, but you kind of like trying to cut corners. You're bypassing things, you're escaping things in there. I mean, Paulina, maybe you have something to add.
Yeah, I think it was regarding this previous question about divine feminine, divine masculine, like connecting like monogamy and polyamoria. And I'm not sure if it's, of course, like if something has to be healed, like you will be connected to someone that can facilitate your healing. So sometimes the way I see it right now is you're going with your journey no matter what, like whether you have partner, you don't have partner. Some things, like of course you work out with your partner and you're able to do most of the job together, like this healing that it's leftovers from when you've done your part on your own. At some point you come to a place that you need a partner to heal the rest. But sometimes it feels to me that maybe we will get more connections that are not just to heal some parts that we are not able to heal with the partner, because your partner will just not push the right buttons to heal those. So that's how I see it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's through some leftovers. Like anytime any kind of soul connection was coming to me, I always realized that there was some major healing that was going through. Either through repeating patterns that I didn't see before, and I healed that, and then the soul connection kind of dissolved. So I think any type, that's how I see it. Like anytime we are having some soul connection that it's approaching to us in the right time, that means that there is something that has to be healed with the help of another person.
Okay, hello Dio and Miss Dio. Or Winded Cloud. Confused karmic as the first, but holy. I met someone who is completely and is so crazy in sync with me. It has not manifest into to reality, but definitely something nice. This is not only my we actually did this with Paulina. We looked at this study. Even Nick. By the way, Nick's deserving his. God bless his soul. In there, I'm talking about Nick Matula, or Alchemy of Balance user on the YouTube. He helped us a lot, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be meeting the same person over and over until you didn't get the things right. That's it. You may running, you may going." Mel was saying is the same thing. You're gonna be advanced no matter what. Into, was talking about the advancements of the twin flame. He was talking about of this rising up, and this is why we looking at to this. Okay, he calls ascension partners. That was the term Mel was using it there. You're gonna meet people, and the only way you're gonna meet people is by talking to people. To some other people, if you are masculine, you may have to play the role of the father, the brother, the best friend, and so on and so on. Okay, just so you can helping this person as a care. Okay. Or if you're feminine, you have to apply the other side, like the grandmother, the woman, and so on and so on, the sister, okay? But you don't know until you don't experience the connections, what it is for. You're gonna know if that is it for you when the divine comes in. There is this spatial preserve, internal world part, just for a partner to connect with. I'm talking about partner, divine partner within you. is there is this, that's what it's, these boundaries are for it, these healthy boundaries. You will know. You will not open this if the right partner doesn't come in. But who knows the key? The divine. The divine brings the key and they tell you, here he is. You might doubt it on the first time, second time, but then when you know, you know. And it's going to happen because divine is putting that together. But when we're talking about all this, when you meet the person who are you in a sync with, go explore it what it is. Maybe you just have to heal them. Maybe you have to go ahead and tell them the right things. Maybe you have to be working with them to have a working relationship. But sometimes the people, when you acting like this, they have tendency to, oh, a person who pays attention to me, he loves me, and things get messy in there. You don't have to go through that, okay? But be clear, okay? Be clear within this. What kind of relationship? And if you get this, these connections, you have to look what that is. But if the divine is present in there, when the divine is coming in, you will know it. It's always been telling you about this divine union, but most of people don't look. They forgot to look it up to the divine about this. But the divine where? First within themselves. So, yeah, go ahead exploring this. You will find out what is the connection is. The first time we were connecting, we were talking and so on. Yeah, we got connected. But we decided to, you know what? We all have to go do our own things. I'm doing my own stuff. I work with people, and I'm currently closed off. I'm not ready for anything. I don't need this. I have to go do things. That's what happened. But it is what it is. The connections is connection. You cannot change it. But actually, that was a healthy way, because both of us, we went out and we did our inner work properly to our own selves. And that was one of the moments when we don't want to be in a connections with nobody. This is gonna be a one of your keys that we are gonna give you tonight, guys. Here's the key. You're gonna know when you're healed, you love yourself so much, and you're like, I don't need nobody. I'm happy on my own. In that moment, Divine's gonna say, oh yeah, you're ready. Now I'm gonna send you someone who is like you. You're gonna attract someone like you. Because they're gonna add it to the love. There's gonna be a mutual give and take. There's gonna be a mutual understanding. There's gonna be the divine connections in there. Everything that you are told is a twin flame. It's gonna work. And let me remind you something. It's developed from here to down there, not from down there up here. It doesn't work the other way around. Have anything to add, darling?
I think you put it right. Yeah. It's like the moment. It's the moment that you really feel like you've done your inner work and you're healed and you say, I'm having so much fun on my own. I don't even want to think about relationships because everything is sorted out in my life. And then at some point you realize, like, if it's too much comfort for you, when you're alone, there is no growth. So the next step in your journey, once you're healed on your own, you prove to yourself you can take care of yourself, and you're in this very nice balanced state. Time for the next step. So even if you don't want to be in a relationship, like you want to keep evolving, so it's just sometimes you just have to trust, okay, that's the next step, just to get connected with someone and to explore it further. So yeah, I think you put it right way.
You want to answer the CC?
What's the
CC,
question?
I missed the beginning. Besides divine partner, do you call and is Paulina, or is the other way around? Do you twin flame?
We were twin flames. I can try to answer that as I see it. Okay, so it's gonna stir the pot. We were twin flames. We went through the twin flame stages. Geo is very, very, very similar to my original twin flame person, but I think we'll be gonna talking about it more. That twin flame is a dynamic, is not a person. It's more kind of energy that gets connected to us through another person. And of course, the energy feels similar because the energy will be coming up to us in different packages, in different people. And all the different cases, those soul connections that you're going to have, you have to repeat the same steps if you did something inappropriately on the way previous time. So that's how I see it. So yes, we are twin flames. I think we are twin flame graduates from the journey that were able to complete the stages of the twin flame, understand the process, don't get caught in the runner chaser dynamics, because that's when your twin flame journey keeps you stuck. It's just once you decide, oh yeah, I have to chase after this person. It's like at some point you have to surrender to your journey. It's like, okay, this person left, it's not with me. It's just, that's part of the process. Sometimes we are getting catalysts, twin flames, and it's just, okay, do you want to get stuck with your life, or you want to go further and evolve, unfortunately or fortunately, on your own? And I think that's the case. It's just, we are all in a twin flame journey, but we can have multiple twin flame partners that assist us with this journey according to our vibrations. If you do the work, you're gonna get matched with someone who matches the vibration on a higher level, so you can evolve faster. That's how I see it.
Until you graduate, and then when you graduate, divine gives you the partner. There you go. Very good explanation. I love it. I see Dio, but the invisible looks beautiful though. I'm glad that you see it, Cece. I'm glad that you see it. This is that invisible connections that it is present, that is it, the same invisibility energy that actually put us together. Okay? But I'm glad that you see this. And thank you. Why haven't I been here for so long? Pandora. It's so much peace listening to Dio. Oh. Well, welcome here, Pandora. We were watching the Avatar. I'm talking about this Avatar, Pandora. Welcome here, Pandora. Who's the lady? Oh, who's the lady? Oh. The lady is the partner. No need explanations, right? CJ, retract the message.
Hi, Lorna. No, I see Lorna came to the chat. I have to say hi.
Winged Cloud, haha. This is awesome. The smiles are so contagious. Blessed to the twin flames dynamic here. Exactly. Nia, I'm not getting to it. Do you explain? Nia, I don't know what you're not getting it. Maybe there was something that we talk about that. I don't know if this is Janaina or Janauna. I don't know. I cannot see it here because it's in a laptop. Hi, Dio and Paulina. I would like to know from Pauline if she was aware of the connections since the beginning. If not, when did she become aware? And what was the thing that made her aware of she was a twin? Ooh.
I think I was aware of a connection, but I didn't know exactly what is it about, because and maybe it will clarify some of the doubts that people have. And just to provide a backstory, we got connected a few months ago, last year actually, almost 1 year ago. But I was on a search of the mentor or something just to keep me going on my spiritual journey. And somehow I found one of the videos or some sort, like one of the chats that Dio is doing, and something just told me, okay, that's the right person to get connected because he can help you. Because I tried to see some psychotherapists, but they were not able to help me because they said everything is fine with you. You know, what are you looking for? Even, you know, I got message that all is well, but something told me, okay, you have to keep digging. Like, not everything is fine because you're not in peace. So I got connected to Dia. We started to work a little bit, maybe for, I don't know, like 3 sessions, but very quickly, you know, I was able to heal the things I was supposed to heal, but very quickly our dynamic started to shift from this like mentor student into just more like a friendship, kind of the connection. And we started sharing more, not just about, okay, what are my issues and can you please help me to heal, but it was more like a natural connection, I think. And that's how it started. But we, as Dio was explaining, we never pushed it further because we were just too busy with ourselves. And, you know, I went for over like 3 months travel. I was busy and I was just enjoying my time. We didn't have any contacts back then. We're just doing our stuff. And then at some point we had a chance to reconnect again and finally meet in the meeting in Florida. We had the workshop there. And yeah, that's I think that deserves a whole another chat to explain all the story about that. But that's how we got reconnected, just with a different narrative. And there was that time there were some more or less divine energies involved, because we could clearly like feel the push, like something really wants us to connect on a deeper level. But we were both fighting with that. But that was quite of the journey to recognize this dynamic, and that, okay, something really wants you to connect, just you should explore it more. So that's, yeah, I was maybe then another part of the question was when I was aware that was a twin. Oh, it happened like 3 years ago because of my previous connection. So I went through the stages, like we started the stages and all this journey, but it was really unaware because I was not into spirituality. Like I was a run, you could call it like a runner first, that connection. So I didn't have a connection to the energies. So it was just the connection with another person on a deep level, but you have no idea that it's soul connection because you don't believe in souls. So it was like there was something weird about the connection, but it was strong enough to shake me up. And just once this separation phase started, I opened up more towards spirituality, and here I am right now.
All right. Glad I'm trying to keep the balance now in the 5D. Can be challenging. I have no idea what the TF is up to in the 3D. Minimal, no contact. It feels different. Getting used to be, but it feels good. Glad. You gotta work with that 5D within you. The 5D brings that inner peace inside. And that 5D can be challenging. But by your chat, I have no idea what the TF is up to in the 3D. You should not. You should not worry about it. You should be mindful. If it's something needs to be connected, it's going to be connecting in there. For example, she and I, we were in the trips. I was in my trips to Spain and the United States for 2 months. For example, into it, she was on her trips over to Asia. We're only connecting with like, hey, is everything okay? Or that when something goes on, or I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to Miami. That's gonna be what goes on in there. How is everything with you? Is everything okay? Okay, good. It wasn't like so much in the four, but we still caring for each other. We were still looking for each other, even though I was like, I'm not taking any more connections. There is a long distance. I'm done with it. And God says, no, you're not done. You're gonna be done when I said it's done. And masculine stubbornness, anybody? Yeah, one of the divines coming in. in there, you gonna get these divine energies inside of you that you're gonna overcome your stubbornness. Because when God gives you everything that you ever wanted inside that soul, that peace inside of you, it creates this home environment. Okay? We're talking about home environment when you hug the person and the divine is there, that hugs you too. Done. Whatever your objections are, whatever your situations are, whatever your, what I don't like this or I don't like that, all this is gone. And it's going to be stay like this, permanent. Okay? You're going to find these things inside of it that's going to be a permanent at that home state. So, yeah, when you look at it, this, work on yourself, heal within you. Don't worry about your twin flame, because a lot of the people, they don't do the inner work because the main focus is what the other person does, stalking your person, or too much focus throughout the day. You don't pay attention to yourself, and guess what? You prolong your journey, just like you stretching it out throughout years and years and years. Could be because you're escaping your inner work. Graduate to that. Develop yourself. Put your energies, put your thoughts, put your vibrations. Let that energy work within you. Love yourself. Become one with the divine energies, and let the divine does its work. Because the divine knows who's your twin flame. You don't. But you'll find out that when you graduate, though. Okay, what's next? Nia got it. Universe changes. Yay. Wow, the chat is blowing up so much. I'm 3 red light going up. 3D red light going up. 3D, let me tell you, 3D at some point, when you look at it at the 5D point of view, the 3D is going to be like, oh, it's a piece of cake. We got some more hard stuff, and we know that 3D issues going to come up. We're going to get it. Every time when we get into an issue with Paulina, it's like, oh, okay, something to look into it. We know what's going to happen after we overcome it, though. Our love vibrations is increasing, and our inner peace is increasing, and our connections is getting more better than that. Because we clear the issue and more love.
Don't remember, there's individual growth too. That's not only within the,
Yes.
that's the rewards are still individual. You're constantly progressing as an individual on your spiritual journey too. Just to clarify that.
Pandora, we are capable of healing ourselves, right? You're the best healer you can ever be. Self-education inside of you, and it's going to help you, that self-evaluations. Without another person, you can heal yourself enough with a person, but there is going to be some things that at some point you need somebody. And that's when the divine connecting you to it. But you can't heal the whole thing 100%. You can do your part 100% within. But there is a things that needs to be healed. For example, unhealthy relationships that you've been seeing and they are encoded within you. You have to be in healthy relationships so you can clean it and heal it from within you. If you're not in the relationships, you're not going to be able to heal it. This is why you need another person. One of the reasons, right? In there. Dynamic of tuning, but actually, yeah. Although actually we need to act something out with the people we don't... Pandora cannot get it. Although actually we need to act something out. You always have to act something. You don't create actions. You can know the Library of the Congress. You can know the Library of the Vatican. You can go and know all the things. You only know it. you need to understand that wisdom is actions of knowledge. You act on about the knowledge that you have. You're not using it, the knowledge, why do you have it? And this is one of the things you have to look inside of yourself most of the time. Glad I'm about expansion going forward at the moment. I'm happy with myself, but my life path and finances is my priority. Balance exactly between 3D, 5D. You have to be aware of this. You have to be aware of this financial situations exactly. Okay, let me go down to the chat. Like that expansions twin dynamic. If you run away, can you chase? I don't know. If you run, can I chase you?
Why would you run? I think it's very personal again. It's just if you run away. If a person runs away, it means that the person runs away from the connection, but honestly, it just runs away from fears, from problems, and chase. If you are in a chaser side, you're chasing this person because he tries to control them. But I think I keep repeating to people, we don't own people and we cannot control people. And it's just the whole goal of the journey, what's supposed to teach you is just you are not in control. It's just what you can do and what you can control is your mindset about the journey and for you. Like that's the only thing that you can do for yourself. Chasing anyone will not help you. And it's just at some point, I think we all get this in the end, we all get to this point that we just, okay, like this person just ran away too far. I cannot chase them anymore. And you're like, okay, nothing helps. Let me just try to shift focus towards myself and just to get these things in order. Because honestly, I don't believe that anyone who goes to a separation phase have their life in order. Like there's always something that we don't like about personality, that we feel we are weak or we need healing or we need to take care of some stuff that normally we would depend on other person to help us with that. So someone mentioned about the financial stability, like this is all codependency. So if you don't have anything, those things in your life not in order, that means you will depend on another person to help you with that or provide it with that. So this is the very brief way to the codependent relationship. So that's why it's so important for us just to be in a okay state with ourselves first. So we don't need to chase anyone. We don't need to run away from anything, from our inner work, especially. And that's the key, I think, for all this running and chasing.
Pandora, so how long have you to know each other? We already talked about this. There. Sisi, I don't really like to go really personal, but since you're here to do this, confuse me. You are or you are not the woman who awakened Dio. Oh, Sisi, no, she's not the one who awakened me. Okay, but she's the one that actually divine choose it with me, and I choose the divine. And just because the lady that awakened me, thank you for putting in quotation marks in there. That lady doesn't even, never even bother to anything with you. So, okay, but I'm so happy that we are able to do experience like what most people want. They want to achieve. But that connection with me and Paulina is something more special. At some point, we both of us ask ourselves, what is our connection? Is so the way it is. There's actually divine connection in there. So we look at each other. It's like, Okay, let's surrender to these connections because there is no there is no other point. There is no point to fight it, whatever it have to be fight. We understand this. You try to run, I'm like, no, you can go ahead and run, darling. I'm not gonna chase you. I'm not gonna chase you. I'm not chaser. I already know my lessons, and that's how it goes. Okay, you gotta go through this. Are you really gonna run? Are you really gonna chase? And, okay, there's gonna be a little things in there because Divine wants to know: are you gonna go to the runner chase dynamic, or are you guys gonna be continue going on with the journey? It's a good positions in there. Pandora, are you on the same locations? No, we are not. As you see, a time in one room, she's in another room, so we are not in the same locations. Actually, we are 10 hours apart. 10, 12 hours to me, I think. Somewhere out there. So, are you saying we can have more than one twin flame? You can have as many twin flame you need in order you to graduate. That's my answer is. You're gonna be running from one person or the one person is gonna run from you, but you need to graduate. You can't graduate with someone who it is. So for example, you're at school. Okay? So you're the first year of college. And you team up to work with someone at that college and a project. But guess what? He decides to be dropping off the college, and now because he's with you on that project, he cannot graduate as well. What is the college is gonna do? They're gonna give you another one. If that drops out, they're gonna give you another one. If that drops out, they're gonna give you another one. And that's what is also in the. You're gonna meet the same person over and over and over because you're attracting what you are. And until you graduate. Once you graduate, then the things are okay. You mature, you graduate. Now here, that right there, the divine is gonna tell you. For so as many as you need. I mean, some people are stubborn. CC, adjusting again magnetic energies. Ooh. Yes, the first home name. Name, the first name. Guy, so happy for you both. Thank you, Guy. Alright, thank you. Pandora, Dio's energy is very contagious. It hits me like a lightning bolt in the heart space. I'm extremely sensitive to energy. Clearly has a gift to open and heal heart space. I do that. That's one of my gifts in there. Because talking from heart to the people, truthfully and honest, that is what the divine gift is to me. Maybe sometimes people tell me, "Oh, Dio, you share too much." Well, people cannot share what they say with what they think from it then. But thank you for recognizing this. I mean, it's a job. It's a part of the healing process. I've been healing people. Sometimes too strong, but that's okay. But if that's what it is and it helps you to heal, that is okay. Too long you don't take personal, but I'm glad that you can take these vibes and apply to you, because you can copy those vibes within yourself and become the same thing. Which is that is what the purpose is. We're giving you an example of what you can become. Pandora, it's truly amazing when others can just be and shift others' energies. Exactly, this is what is the purpose of the Age of Aquarius. We to learn to understanding our proper living here. I mean, she can tell you. I'm gonna give the microphone to Paulina about this vibrations, these energies that coming. You learn them.
Right now, those energies right now.
If you can explain even right now, or you can explain the energies of the Wade War at Miami, however, They're the same.
I think we're just flowing with the energies. And I think from what we saw, many people were in a similar stages as we were. You know, I was maybe just like as an interesting fact. A few days before, well, 1 week before we got connected in Florida this year, so it was about like April, maybe end of April, I got an intuitive message that what did they say? I passed the test, you know. And Dio was saying that some of his friends were giving him exactly the same message, and I'm like, oh my god, what is the test? Like, what kind of test I passed? And I didn't know, but it just kind of became clear, you know, once our connection started, once we've started hearing that other people also get connected with other counterparts at very similar experiences, that was like kind of like world flow of energies. Like everyone, oh, not everyone, but many people were experiencing the same connections and get the same chance to pass to the next stage, just to overcome this twin flame stages. You know, some people passed, some people didn't, but it's just, we just realized that we are just kind of flowing with energy. So if the energies are intense towards the action, we're acting. But if they want us to stay put, we stay put. So it's very interesting also to follow this astrology reports that we were discussing, that how it fits to our journey too, right? So it's just this collective energies also help to navigate to those issues that are surfacing. Sometimes it's get too intense or too I don't know, low sometimes.
Sometimes he's stirring the pot. Yeah. So, okay, what's that? I really love that you're attracted to each other. It's a warming to know there is still hope. I got another stage of this. That's how we came out to be an example, guys.
Yeah, I have to share something. So
Go ahead.
that was basically the reason, because we are both examples that we are not original twin flames that get connected and get catalyzed and all this bubble of, and we stay together. It was, for me, that was one of the most difficult tests, honestly, to decide to leave the twin flame journey, like original twin flame journey in the past. And I was hard. I was doing all my inner work, but there's the last bit to really surrender to the energies that are guiding you towards something completely new, and just letting go of this past love that you had, just closing this door. It was hard. That was the hard, I think personally, that was the most difficult part of the journey, because I wasn't able to complete it by myself. At some point I did my work, I was getting into this unified state, but I had to ask for help, honestly. And I asked some, you know, for some extra energies to help me to disconnect from the person, that to move on, basically. So I got the help. You know, that was clearly some push from the divine to help me to go to the next stage. But yeah.
Yeah, you have to learn to let it go of the twin flame at that point. That is going to be your graduating state. If you are meant to be with that original person, you will be. But if you're not, divine knows who you're supposed to be. This is what is a lot of confusion. This is one of this runner chasers dynamic. This is what is all these debacles. But when you graduate the twin flame journey, because it's a personal journey, you have to do the things personal within you. But most of the things that I find in the people, she has to do this, he has to do that, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna be like that. Here is law of attractions. You're not doing it, they're not doing it. There you go. But when you work on you and your personal, without despite what your connection does, what your soul connections does, it doesn't matter how you want to name it, your personal journey leads you to the illumination state that frees you up. You free yourself up. You let them go. You let them just. Because guess what? They don't serve a purpose anymore. Your purpose is within the divine. You surrender to the divine. If you don't surrender to the divine is not going to appoint you the partner for you. A lot of people don't talk about this journey. A lot of people don't have been go through it because a lot of people have not done the work before that. But now, since we got through this journey, we helping you here, you guys to see it, you guys to feel the energies. They're clear. We have our clear consciousness to you guys. So CF action are the proof that the healing has taken place. Knowledge brings understanding and also strength. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Somebody's typing in my chat got moved up. And also strength to feel and operate differently. Incredible journey. Work, wait, change, heal, graduate, fly. Thank you, brother Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you here, and you personally saw things, and he's the one of the witness of our journey within Miami. He understands a lot of things. He saw us through what we did, what kind of actions we did, what is going on, the work, patiently wait, the change that we did, the healing part, and the graduations, and of course the flying. Well, thank you. Actually, perfect. Mr. Rich, you're ready. You roll these things? I know you're ready. I can sense it. JCKCPA, I'm very happy for you two both. Thank you. Very happy for you too. Pandora, it's Ozzy from you. It's entire energy and being. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Dio. Okay. Matthew, hey, brother. Thank you for coming in. And he say, hey, Paulina. All right, Matthew, he's an astrologer, and he's his brother. We digging into the astrology deeply with him. So, yeah, Pandora, wow, that's awesome. I'll be looking out for the same messages. So, then that's when I know I have passed the test. I think, Dio, we have said the exact same and exact same words. Sound familiar? The last stage of letting go of twin flame part, I mean. Yeah. Matthew, I'm loving that you guys are talking about and how you are talking about it. This is great. You must realize and any and all ideas of what should be and awaken it is what actually is.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
I think he was the one astrologer that was looking into our
Yes.
connection.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
He saw our charts, and yeah, we have very kind of like interesting charts. But actually, Matthew, appreciate your help about that. He helped us to find something. I mean, I cannot look at our charts because I'm personally involved in there, but I really appreciate it. Are you going to make a video about your story?
Right.
Talking about our
I think we
story?
can make that video.
About our story.
I think there were lots of details it will be relevant for people to know.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a video about our story.
That's gonna be fun. Matthew, you are welcome anytime. Yes. Oh, you have to share now what was found in your charts.
We can do a video on that. We can
Oh, come on. That's a little bit personal. Have to share what you find in your charts. Well, there is so much in there. We have a lot of matching stuff inside. So
you can do it as a lesson at some point.
at some point, yeah, some
Practical
presentation
astrology.
is gotta take like what?
As example.
As example, Matthew will say it's gonna take the chart to look at those two probably what 2 hours, 3 hours presentation. Just some little nuggets, not all. Little nuggets. Little nuggets, we both have our moons in Aquarius. That is the nuggets right there. We are both rebels. So we also have our love is in a very special situation. So yeah. Jupiter and Saturn contacts. Hey, there you go. Matthew spoils that. Yes. So my moon is joining her Jupiter, and her moon joins. No, my moon joins her Saturn, and her moon joins my Jupiter. Her Venus is connecting to my Pluto. My Venus is connecting to her Pluto. Her Venus is in divine energies with my Mars, and my Mars is in divine energies with her Venus. And there is so many other things. But yeah. Okay. We're talking about astrology stuff. Yeah. You are both very cute. Hi, kitty. Oh, wow. All right, guys. Well, if there is no more questions about it, darling, thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Andy,
It was fun.
Hi, Dio. Hi, Paulina. Andy, I see you found Paulina. I'm so very happy for you both. Dio, I'm next. I'm next. It is my thumb. Turn. I cannot see it from here because I'm looking at it on a laptop. It's very small. You can't see it.
More graduates are coming.
More graduates are coming. That's what we decided to come here, because we graduate. We want to show you. I mean, you guys know we have things that we want to give it to you guys. Cute. And this is the first time you've been here on Dio's channel on live. Actually, Paulina has been here and in the chat, not like in a video. We had a lot of technical challenges to get this happening, guys, because currently she and I were on the Facebook, but we managed to create this loops and hoops and help with the divine to get this video out. So I want to thank you to her. She had a lot of patience, so do I, to get this going. And I appreciate, guys. Yeah, we appreciate, guys, of you waiting for us, because this was a yeah.
We're gonna get better.
Have you guys met in a person yet? Yeah, we were in person at Miami. So we know how that feels. Also, what is visible to everyone that you two were partners? We just discover it.
Actually, Dio, you were mentioning that a couple times for people who are following the daily chats over the last weeks. It was kind of getting revealed bit by bit.
Did we just uncover that? Is it live here? No, I was mentioning some of the videos, you know, that Paulina is my partner. Some of you maybe didn't pay attention to this for it. Dio, my name is also Andrea. I changed my photo. Remember me? Right now, Andy doesn't ring the bell. But you know, I work with a lot of people. But probably if I see you, I mean, I have an idea who might be you in there. But Maybe if you want to, we can reconnect on the Facebook again. We can talk. Um, so I'm glad I come back on this live. Must have been a year, at least one not being here. Welcome, Pandora. CC, I mentioned to Lisa down under. Dio is in love months ago. Haha, CC. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming here. We appreciate your questions. We are gonna be coming pop-up here. We're gonna be making some video. Maybe she and I we can make a videos and for it. If you have any questions, you can contact me on a Facebook, or you can put it in the comments. Any of the videos, or something you want to talk about the Twin Flames journey and so on, and we can come in and talk about it and we go back in there. Okay, guys. But thank you so much for it. Dio, everyone could see it in your eyes. Yeah, that movie in your eyes. Yes, it is. It's not only on my eyes. Look at her eyes.
What can I say?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Right. So, yeah. All right. Thank you for the sharing your Twin Flame experiencing knowledge with us. You guys, welcome. We're gonna sharing some more stuff with you guys. All right. Any last words do you have?
No, thank you guys for listening and patience, because really those technical issues, it was driving us crazy. Or like, oh my God, shouldn't we do that again? Like, it felt right, and I was kind of pushing Dio. Oh, let's sort it out. It has to work, and it worked. So yeah, we're looking forward to. Should you mention about that new channel, or?
Yeah, we can do that. We're actually
Um,
gonna make some channel for it. If you pay
just to
attention,
keep it separate, right?
yeah, we're gonna
Just
keep it separate in there. If you see it a few days back, there was a Aqua Spirit United right here. That's what the channel is, and I will put it in the comments. So we're gonna be posting together things there. I'm gonna be posting and keep working on this channel. She can comes in, and it's not like for it, but this is.
stay tuned.
Just stay tuned. We have some more things brewing. They're in the pot. But that is the channel. I think that very good that this channel is going to be dedicated. We're going to be doing some videos there pretty soon. And yeah, more news will comes in when they gotta come in, guys. So, but for right
Thank
now,
you all for listening. It was a very nice experience. I truly enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for more. Hopefully you find it interesting and helpful. That's most important.
Yeah,
Just to
hope
share
like
for people.
we did something for you guys there. Hopefully you guys get the help, and we'll see each other again. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Be love, be peace, and follow your journey. Make it easy on yourself. Don't fight yourself. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.